Dolphins stand to unite. Miami stands to fight. Lights burn bright. From the water they rise, fins cut the air. Storming fields.
Well. There it is, everybody. The Dolphins freeze up in Pittsburgh 28-15. Eliminated from the playoffs. Let's get into it. I'm Bobby Finstock, joined always by my brother from a Canadian mother, Finstanza. Good day, sir. That about wraps it up for the Fins. Runs off, shuts the door. Oh, there it is. Okay, we just want to make sure. That about wraps it up for Miami Dolphins on the season, at least for now. They still got a little bit to go. But in regards of playoff hopes, playoff dreams, those dreams are dead. No more. Well, there's a chance. If this team or that team loses, there's a chance. And there's Finstanza. We had Evan earlier. Finstanza's back. But there you go. Dolphins eliminated officially from the playoffs, 15-28. Then Miami Heat lost. I think the Panthers won. I stopped tracking. I think the Panthers were up 2-0 or something earlier. But either way. Finstanza, before we get into the game, how are you, sir?
I feel vindicated.
Is that right?
I have never felt more vindicated for anything in my life. I'm known to be a stubborn person about certain things, but I knew when I was a bandwagoner when it was time to jump off, take the rose-colored glasses off, and say to people, back in 2022, even when things were looking good, that the narrative would consistently happen in 22, in 23, 24, and 25. There's a running theme, Bobby. We lose consistently. We win consistently. We beat bad teams. We once in a while beat good teams when it doesn't matter. But when it matters most, the most important four people in an organization, but one of them isn't here, crap the bed. There is something very consistent about this team in 22, in 23, in 24, and 25. We can't get rid of one of them, but we can sure well get rid of the other two. And tonight was point stamp. No one, Daniel can stop watching me, Scotty can stop watching me. Brett and I are in a big tussle over this because he's not understanding my perspective on why I'm acting a certain way. But the first drive of the game, Bobby, was part and parcel of exactly why we lost. Coming out in the second half, the first drive of the Dolphins is why we lost. And I want to just tell you this right now. We made a joke on pregame, and then we'll go through the whole game. I'm going to have a lot of fun tonight. I made a joke on pregame when I was at my Kentucky game that somebody smiled when he did this. I've never seen a guy. If Stephen Ross needs any particular incentive, a 3-time Super Bowl winner spent the last 7 minutes of the game making fun of Mike McDaniel. A 3-time Super Bowl winner on live television made fun of Mike McDaniel. And no one was smiling more from ear to ear than me. Where was the hurry up? If any other team with a capable quarterback and a capable offensive mind, down 3 scores with 10 minutes left, 7 minutes left, would find a way to score. He took 5 minutes off the clock to pad Tua's stats and to make himself look good. Tua, when he was down 28-15, laughing on the sideline with 3-4 minutes left. I will never be told again that I was wrong about Mike McDaniel. The team quit. The team doesn't care about winning, Bobby. If you think that Mike McDaniel cares about winning, we are all living in an alternate universe. I am more vindicated tonight on live television, Monday Night Football, 4 consecutive seasons of blowing it when it matters. Tua is a much bigger problem than Mike McDaniel, but Mike McDaniel tonight was by far his worst coaching effort of his career. And it isn't even close, Bob. Not even close. And I'm talking about this. Wasn't even close. That fourth quarter, you had negative 10 yards in the third. And when you had a chance to finally put a stamp on maybe making a little bit of a comeback, that's what you show. You take 5 minutes off the clock. You should have been doing that in the first quarter. But no, let's run the ball. Let's throw the ball the first couple times. On 1st and 10, let's throw the ball to Asante Samuel, like it's pitch and catch. And you see how much effort Tua threw? Anyways, we're going to get through the whole game. All I'm telling you, Bobby, is I was sitting there, lying there, and I was falling asleep watching it because I was watching who has the 42-year-old quarterback? The Steelers? Or we have the 27-year-old, and they have the 42-year-old? One guy can actually move and throw, and the other one can't move and can't throw? So all I can tell you, Bobby, is I have never seen a Twitter, an X, go in the same place. I even said to Marissa Marino, she started calling him names, Bobby. McDumbass. All these names. By the way, you know what I told her? Those are copywritten. Because Bobby, who is the first person ever to start with the insults of this head coach? And as bad as Tua finished now, because people are going to look at the stat line. 100-plus passer rating, 252 yards, etc. Because he had no choice at that point. It's all garbage. No one cared. But Tua looks good tonight for Mike McDaniel. My quarterback got 114 passer rating, has 250 yards passing. Fantastic. 28-15. We didn't get killed. This was by far his worst coaching performance of the season. Why? Because he had to win. He had to win based on what happened yesterday. And he was so ill-prepared. And Bobby, they're laughing in the snow at 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday night. Having a good time. 12 men on the field. Taunting. Tua doesn't get rid of the football. Let's kill the clock for 7 minutes when we're down 30. Let's just act. Let's throw the ball up and down the field. Let's run the ball with 2 minutes left. Let's save the onside kicks for the 2.5 minutes left. And by the way, why is it that they lost TJ Watt? Their run defense is crap. We couldn't run tonight. Why? Because we couldn't establish run because we weren't using it the way we should be. Because at the beginning of the game, Bobby, why do you take the football? To dictate the pace of the game. He took the football and gave Tua the ball. What did I say in the pregame if you gave Tua the football tonight? We had 5 first downs after the first 3 quarters. We had negative 10 yards in the third quarter. And how many times did I say Kansas City game against the Chargers, game against the Panthers? Who's the worst adjuster in the third quarter after these stupid fucking interviews? Excuse my language for anyone watching.
Damn.
It's Mike McDaniel. If Stephen Ross, the biggest problem on this team right now isn't Tua Tagovailoa, it isn't Mike McDaniel.
Oh my!
It's Stephen Ross. Because if Stephen Ross sees what I just saw, sees what I just saw on that football field today, the no urgency, not worrying about making the playoffs, Bobby, your car goes over a bridge and lands in a lake. It's sinking.
Damn.
It's sinking. It has this much left of water. And you say to yourself, my playoff hopes are this razor thin.
Yeah.
With 7 minutes left, I'm going to kill 5 minutes off the clock, not take a timeout, throw everything down the middle of the field, pad my quarterback stats. If you, Sammy, every court person does not realize right now that Mike McDaniel cares more about Tua Tagovailoa and protecting his golden goose, who is now basically laid an egg after egg after egg versus his own football team. Mike McDaniel is by far the most selfish, obtuse. He now, I've said this once, and I will say this again, and I will repeat this again.
Yes.
He will go down as the worst Dolphins coach in history because he had the window, and no other coach has ever. Go look at the history of the Dolphins.
I got you. I understand what you're saying.
Had multiple losses: 2-6, 1-6, 8-3 to 8-8, 8-3 to 8-8. No guy continues to screw it up the way I'm being facetious, Sea Devil. He's not a golden goose, but Mike Daniel continues to give him the ball. Bobby, what did you and me, Sammy, say before this game started? You give Tua the ball? Obtuse? That's my buddy David. Obtuse means he's not looking at it straight eye. He's looking at it from so many different perspectives. It's like it's totally disjointed. He cannot look at it. He's outsmarting himself. And Bobby, he did it again tonight. I love you. I love Sammy. I love my best friend David. I love all of you. I love Sea Devil. I love DSG. Tonight was a point of exclamation for me.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight was a game where we all learned that Tua Tagovailoa does not deserve to be a starter in this football league. We learned today that Mike McDaniel does not care about winning football games. When I laughed at everyone about the trash bins beating Buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
the stupid speeches in the locker room, the lack of ownership. We have an owner who cares more about his pocketbook than winning on the field. I don't care what they need to do in the first round. They're taking a quarterback. If Mike McDaniel comes back, I will promise you right now, I would not want to be Mike McDaniel next Monday against the Bengals because the law firm will be back out next Sunday, and Tua better not be starting because Tua might get egg thrown at him. What they did tonight, right now, those two guys right there have lost all credence, all respect. They laugh when they're not making they laugh when they're about to be eliminated.
Hey, what about Hunter? What about Hunter? You said everybody but Hunter.
I love Hunter. I didn't say Hunter. I haven't looked at the comments yet. Tati, I love you too. Tati, I love you too. Josh Wingate, I love you too, even though you live in the same state as Brett Lagasse, freaking Della. Brett tonight has been unbelievably stupid. All he's blaming is Tua. And by the way, we all know how bad Tua is.
Come on, dude. Brett's been unbelievably stupid. Oh, my God. Okay, hold on. Before we go, hold on. Let's bring in Finn Sammy of Finn's TV, who's joining us. He was just on the Finn's Faithful pod, so I'm glad he's able to hop on with us here. Let's bring him in.
I love you, Puerto
Sammy.
Rico. I love you, Puerto Rico.
Oh, right.
It's basically everything we talked about. They fail at every single thing that we talked about.
Everything.
Keep it simple, stupid. No. They just could not. No one. The defense were playing hard. It's basically a repeat game of the Ravens game. Think about it. The defense is hanging, has the team pump, has a team in the game. But once the halftime hits, it's like, oh, they're not going to score. Screw it. We're out of here.
Yeah.
It's the same Ravens game all over again. The defense has been carrying basically this team for the last 4 games, and Ancient has been carrying this team for the last 4 games. They basically were done. They're done. And we said so many times, and I'm going to repeat myself again. We needed to see. It's not winning. It's not losing. It's to do the things that Mike McDaniel has not been able to do, and he failed. He could not run the ball in cold weather. Tua making the same mistakes. The game plan, I don't know. It wasn't really a game plan, or it was basically once that first drive was stalled, they were scored. During that first quarter, I was thinking, if I'm still a fan, I will be frustrated because they're keeping the Dolphins in the game, but the Dolphins could not take advantage of it. They could not. And then the famous arm punt, here it comes again. And, there's the interception that changed the mood of the game
on first down. On first down. Bobby, did you happen to notice, Sammy, how much weight he did it off his back?
Yes.
He did it off his back foot, and he had nothing on it. That thing was aired out forever. Bobby, it's like you telling Tristan to go run and catch a frisbee, catch a ball, and you're in that big wide open park. Just run. There's no one, and I'm going to throw it as high as possible, as far as possible. Remember the Mr. Perfect thing? Remember Mr. Perfect used to do that with the football, and he ran down the field. That's how high the ball was. Like that. It literally, anyone could have caught that.
In slow motion. It looks like it was slow motion, and that pass to the sidelines took forever. He caught the ball, but it was no.
I knew that was interception before it was an interception. I called it was an interception before it was an interception.
I think all felt that. Yeah, some guys in some way everybody felt it. Yes.
First off, shout out to everybody tuning in right now. Everybody in the comments, I see you, I hear you, even you, DSG. Is Bobby going to give Rodgers his flowers tonight? No. I'll give him a bag of coal. This was more the Dolphins than it was Aaron freaking Rodgers. I'll tell you what, though, I think Evan said at the beginning, and I absolutely agree with him. I was wondering which quarterback was the 40-whatever-year-old and which one was the 20-something. My goodness, if I've never seen a slower quarterback, like even the older ones. Bobby is a hater. Damn right, dude. If Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, there's bigger problems than the quarterback. They wouldn't be as good again. But this was more Dolphins than it was Steelers because again, the Dolphins quit at halftime. The defense quit because the defense. Rasul Douglas, Jordan Brooks too, but Rasul Douglas, they have to re-sign him. I love his energy. I love his vibe. He was busting his ass out there. But God Almighty, how much can they do when you have some guy who's holding you back, whether he's trying to or not? I mean, look, I'm going to ask the question in a little while, but again, I was saying this during the winning streak. I don't care how the season finish up. Now more than ever, the Dolphins have to make a change at quarterback. The Dolphins have to make a change at quarterback. That is not the only thing holding you back. There's a lot of things Miami has to work on, obviously. But if Miami goes into next season as Tua, as its, dead on starter, like there is no competition. I don't give a who's back there. If they sign Tyron Huntley or Tyrod Taylor or whomever, no, you need to get a guy that actually could push Tua as the starting quarterback or completely replace him. If Miami goes into next season with Tua as their starting quarterback, the season's done. You will not have a chance because eventually he might have a few good weeks. He usually does, but eventually he'll be same old Tua. This is not the same Tua from 2 seasons ago. And I know Sammy has brought it up before. People are like, oh, I told you so. I told you he was trash. I told you. No, this is way different than that. This has nothing to do with that. Mm-hmm. We knew Tua had flaws. We know, he's not the strongest arm. That was always a conversation. But he wasn't this. I mean, the most positive fan in the fan base, the one who's like an aura, God bless him, always praying for him, hoping the best. Big E, even he is saying it's time to move on from Tua Tagovailoa. He said that today on Twitter. Like, that's how bad it is. I can't even watch this guy. Every time he throws the ball, I cringe. Every time he throws the ball, I cringe. Don't even throw it. Short, easy, get out of it. And then when he runs, it's like he's jogging.
It's cartoonish.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy how bad it is. And look, I'm going to be honest. 28-15 looks really nice. I go, that's, okay. Let's be real. This is really like a 28-3 game. I don't know how much I could count those 15 points. The Dolphins never were really back in it. They never were inching any closer to it. Had nothing to do, again, with the Steelers, even though they took advantage, they did their job, and they won the game. Dolphins had Aaron Rodgers pretty damn frustrated at the beginning. that defense. They were stopping that run. But after a while, what's the point? But I can understand. If I'm on that on the other side, yeah, it's my job to do well. Zach Sealer got a sack. Jordan Brooks got a sack. It's my job to get the job done. But if I'm looking at the other side, I'm like, that's what we're working with. I'm trying to hold these guys back from scoring, yet you guys can't even get points on the board. We're throwing interceptions instead of using our best weapon until it's too late. Then what's the point? The season's not over. We still got a few games left. Miami might win a game or two, but let's be real, guys. This season, legitimately, this season's over because the Dolphins are officially out of the playoffs. So, saying all of that, I want to hit the right one. Should Tua sit for the rest of the season starting right now? There's no point anymore. He should not play. The season is over. He gives us our best chance to win. No, he doesn't, because we're not winning. We win in spite of him, and we lost today, but the season's officially over, so there's nothing really to play for. So, Sammy, I'll start with you, sir. Should Miami, starting tomorrow, sit Tua for the rest of the season?
It's hard for me to say they should, but they at least it's undeniable that is a fair question they should consider for sure, because the season is basically done. Not only Tua, I would basically slow down a little bit of A-Chain, because look at Patrick Mahomes, look at Minka Parsons yesterday. They're basically done for the year, and it's basically gonna cost them part of the next season. Do we want to basically risk Tua to an injury that makes it even worse? For I don't know. When Philip Rivers is playing for the Colts, there's a team that might trade for Tua if we pay something. We don't know. We cannot discard that. So if he's injured, he has zero value. Might not have great value right now, but he has zero value. Asian also too. Waddle maybe. But that's the question that the Dolphins should consider. Not only Tua, basically Asian too. Yeah, I'm not saying that they should rest Asian for the rest of the season, but they should consider basically taking the load out of those guys that you can bet that is worse if they get hurt. Win or lose, basically, like you said, the season is done. I think that they're gonna not do that. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think that basically Mike McDaniel is gonna try to keep winning, and I think that basically the starter is gonna play next week and the week after at the Buccaneers versus the Buccaneers, and the season finale against the Patriots. I expect them to keep playing everywhere. The question is fair. I would consider if I was basically a general manager as the coach, but I don't think that's what McDaniel is gonna do. I think they're gonna try to find a way to win the game, the rest of the games, and the risk is there. Hopefully nothing happens and we escape the season unscathed and nobody gets hurt. But it's a risk I think they're willing to take. I think they will. Should they sit him? Probably. I can understand why they should, because right now, Tua gets hurt. Again, no value. We don't. Zach Wilson's not going to be here next year, regardless. That's. But Quinn Ewers, yeah, we all know that Tua basically hugs all the reps in practice. Quinn Ewers is not getting the development of a third-string quarterback. Basically, he's holding the clipboard and probably not practicing at all, other than throwing to the trainer or to Zach Wilson, but not taking the routes, not practicing with the receivers. The only way he practices if he Tua sits. So if you want to know what we have in Quinn Ewers, they have to do it, but I don't think they will.
Evan?
I honestly don't care, because at this point, the image of this guy laughing with under 2.5 minutes left on the sideline, laughing. He talked about being a warrior out there, concussions, all this. The man can't read a freaking room. You understand that you represent a fan base that has not won a playoff game in 25 years, and you're going to go and not win another playoff game, not even make the playoffs this year, and you're laughing. And you're laughing. And you talked about Rasul Douglas, just go a little sideline. Rasul Douglas went up during a pregame, postgame interview with Aaron Rodgers that I was having on ABC or ESPN, and gave him a big hug. This team mentality They're soft. And it starts with the quarterback. Personally, whether you sit him or not, doesn't matter. Because he will not sit. Because as long as Mike McDaniel is the head coach of this team, Tua Tagovailoa is your quarterback. None of you want to see it. None of you want to know it. Tua Tagovailoa had 90-something yards, or 60-something, 78 yards, whatever, in the first half. Yeah, you saw his stat line for the second half, and you didn't watch the game. 16 of 18, over 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interception, pass rating of 120-something. It was Mike McDaniel's time to pad Tua's stats. I couldn't care less if he plays or not, because it's irrelevant. Because as long as that fucking idiot, that Mick moron, that Mick idiot, that Mick stupid, that Mick asshole continues to be on the sideline. Oh, we should have used Darren Waller. I wish I would have used Darren Waller more. The weather wasn't a factor. I can't make a rash decision about sitting Tua yet. This is the nonsense he's spewing on Twitter and on his post-game interview. The man is the worst head coach ever in Dolphins history because he continues to do the same thing. Cam Cameron wasn't given a second chance. Brian Flores was fired for the wrong reason. Adam Gase got fired at the right time. Verano got fired at the right time. Joe Philbin got fired a little too late by Ross. Jimmy Johnson was on a hangover. Don Shula was there forever. Dave Wanstead at least won a playoff, did something in the playoffs. This is by far the dumbest head coach I've ever seen. This is by far, I don't care what anybody else does. This man loves this guy, this quarterback. He thinks his quarterback is capable, guys. How, with your own eyes, do you think? And by the way, you said Zach Wilson. Once again, he chose Zach Wilson. Chris Greer didn't go, I'm going to go pick up Zach Wilson, the third starter. We're going to get rid of Skylar Thompson. That's a Mike McDaniel decision, Darabella decision. We're going to get rid of Mike White. That didn't work out. Stupid decision to begin with. And let's go get Zach Wilson, a guy who didn't throw a pass the entire season. He's the backup. He's the backup for Tua. If Tua doesn't do well, we're going to put in Zach Wilson. When did you ever see Zach Wilson? I don't care if Tua starts or not. It's irrelevant because the season was over the moment Mike McDaniel was the head coach in the 2025 season. I said this last season. I told you guys in 2023 that if he's back in 24, we're not going to win. I told you in 2022 he was back in 2023. Just wait. By the way, to steal line from a guy who's a big buffoon, Stephen A. Smith. Just wait. Just wait. They're going to disappoint you. Just wait. We're worse than the Cowboys, but we are the Cowboys. Just wait. Just when you think there's hope. Just when you think there's hope. Pow. And I'm not naive to see it. I walk in with no rose-colored glasses, watch the game today. Go Dolphins, go Dolphins, go Dolphins. Then 12 men on the field. Then let's throw the ball over and over again. Let's not run the ball. 1st and 10 down the field. Let's throw the ball like an arm punt. As bad as the reads were, it's all on that idiot, that Mick moron, that Mick troll. Let's win against Buffalo. We got guys. My highlight of my year, the Mike McDaniel say, at least we didn't get eliminated before Kansas City. At least we didn't get eliminated before Minnesota. Like, what are we fighting for here? Oh, we had a better season than the Jets. Better. By the way, I'd rather be the Jets. I'd rather be the Saints. The Saints have some better around. They have 2 young quarterbacks they can work with. Look at the Panthers this year. Look, they have Cam Ward in Tennessee, and they're going to have a new head coach. Like, what are we doing here, guys? No one is a bigger laughingstock, and no one's in more hell. Even as bad as the hell that the Chiefs are in with Mahomes. They have Andy Reid. What do we have? We have McDweeb. We have McMoron. We have 2:15 left. Oh, we're down 18. We're down 19 points. 7 minutes left.
Can I ask you?
5 minutes on the clock. I don't give a shit if he hasn't played.
I'm gonna stir the pot. I'm gonna do something because I don't think it's good that we're all agreeing and all this whatnot. And I just want to have fun. You don't think with everything that's happened this year and how down the Dolphins were to come back, win 4 straight, just to be in it at this point. You know, you don't think that gives, doesn't give a little credence to Mike McDaniel. Like, he had that photo outside, the spot, after the Buffalo loss, and everybody was hyping that up. And you don't think like, hey, man, maybe he's turning a corner. Maybe this was just a bad game. You don't think so, Evan? Evan, did you freeze?
No, there's someone posted that there's this particular, you should play it, the 30-second little clip where I think Mike McDaniel said about 30,000 times in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
By far, one of the worst speakers. Because, Sammy, I know sometimes you make fun of yourself and you tease yourself when you're talking. I love listening to you. I love the sound of your voice. I think you have a sweet voice. But I love you, buddy.
My gosh.
Come on. The man says every second fucking word. Every word. I think that I can't speak. It's ridiculous. He's a Yale-educated person. How did he go to Yale speaking with ums?
Would you rather have Mike McDaniel or Cam Cameron?
Cam Cameron, because he'd be fine. Because he'd be gone after.
Oh, you're full of shit.
No.
Stop.
No.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, any day of the week, or twice on Sunday. Any day of the week, or twice on Sunday.
Stop it.
Because
Joe Philbin or Mike McDaniel?
What?
Joe Philbin or Mike McDaniel?
Joe Philbin.
This is not about critique. You hate the guy. That's it.
No.
What did he do to you? Did you pass by him when you were in your condo?
No.
And you asked for an autograph, and he was like, "Yeah, okay, pal."
No.
Because you towered over him. Because he looked up. He's like, "Get out of here."
Let me tell you why very, very quickly. If something as bad as the coaches were, we knew they were mediocre coaches. They didn't have very strong football teams. They were not expected to do anything. This is a guy who had literally everything given to him. Everything. He was given the keys to a rebuild where you could have Wilkins, Sealer, Ramsey, Howard, Holland, you got Wilkins, Tyreek, Teron Armstead, the Raheem Mostert, 21 touchdowns, Devon Achane. You had all of this. Remember, everyone was saying how much of a genius he was, 170-20. Now, 2 seasons later, who's the number 1 seed in the AFC? And who's sitting in the same crap hole they were 4 years ago? I'm telling you, this guy had literally, it's like basically somebody.
Literally, yes.
You remember that Fresh Prince episode? Remember Fresh Prince episode where they're in the cave and Will finds like $50,000 and then he burns the $25,000?
Yes.
Mike McDaniel burnt the 50. The Will Smith was smart and put the 25 in his ass. This guy literally is
there it is again.
Everyone's ass. By the way, I'm just telling you right now.
Yes.
The tickets you will be able to get a ticket for $1 for next week's football game on Sunday. I guarantee you. I will show you
Cam Cameron lost his quarterback. He didn't have his quarterback. He lost Trent Green. He's working with Cleo Lemon, bro.
Exactly. He lost his quarterback. By the way, Mike McDaniel, when has he developed a quarterback? Couldn't develop Skylar Thompson.
Hold on. Can I just say something? Can I say something?
Trolling?
Can I say something though? Can I say something though? First of all, let me ask you so this doesn't get confused. Did I want Mike McDaniel as our head coach?
No, not a veteran.
Thank you. Okay, so I just want to preface that.
But
so what I'm doing now, what I'm going to do, because wait a second. You're saying he had no. I'm just doing. First of all, I'm doing this only to piss him off and have fun with it because what's the fucking point? I just want to say though, think about
I'm
this.
having the best time of my life.
I'm sure you are. But like you say, like, hey, I'd rather have Cam Cameron. I'd rather have Joe Philbin because look who had a better roster with who had. Mike McDaniel was the wrong coach at the wrong time, and they put him in an impossible situation. Not only did he have Tua as his quarterback, which that's why he advocated for that, so that you can put that on him. He advocated to take the job as the coach with Tua at quarterback. But again, where were the expectations before they brought in Tyreek Hill? What were the expectations before they signed Teron Armstead? What were the expectations before they traded for Jalen Ramsey? Mute. So really, it wasn't a lose-lose situation. He was in there, get the best out of Tua, and do what you can. You're a guy who's never been a head coach. You weren't an OC. You're a run game coordinator. You're not a quarterback guru. You had the reason why they think you're a quarterback guru is because you got the best out of Tua. But really, he was put in a lose-lose situation. He's never had a chance to build up a team. Greer went out and did a bunch of splashes, and we're like, okay, you got to win with this. You got to learn on the job pretty damn fast now. We can't slow you down. So doesn't that count for something?
Nope. Because name me a coach you could remember. Sammy, let me ask you. Name me a coach in Dolphins history that has lost 5 games in a row, twice in his first 2 seasons as head coach, and been 1-6 or 2-6, 4 or 5 games under 500 through 6 or 7 games. No coach. Cam Cameron did it for 1 year, and it was a bad team to begin with. Philbin never did it. Sperano never did it. Saban never did it. Gates never did it. No coach in Dolphins history has lost 5 games in a row, the way that he did, and then followed up with seasons the way he did. To have 2 seasons, Bobby, to have 2 seasons of 1-6, 2-6, 8-3, 8-3, or 9-3, and then lose 5 in a row, and blow, and every time you've had the chance to win. Tonight, he waved the red flag. He pulled a John Cena and said, "My time is up. My time is up." It's not normal for a football team to quit. He quit. He said, well, he actually said in this press conference that he thought he would need more than 1 onside kick, so he wanted to make sure he got into the end zone. Really? You're telling me you don't score within a minute and then let them go back? You could stop them on defense and give your defense a little bit of confidence? No. Also, the defense was on the field way too long for this kind of a game because they couldn't establish anything. And as much as bad reads Tua had, it's in the end, it's on the head coach, and the head coach can't do anything with this QB. But it doesn't matter. People say they can't do anything with Tua. You couldn't do anything with Skyler. Couldn't do anything with Bridgewater. Couldn't do anything with Mike White. So it's irrelevant. How many quarterbacks do you want the guy to have? And Bobby, think about this. Take away the Marlins because the Marlins lose all the time. Messi, they bring in Messi. They win a championship within 3 years. Inter Miami. They bring in Paul Maurice. They win a championship. They win 2 Stanley Cups. Eric Spoelstra, to anybody who's anybody, if Eric Spoelstra got fired now, except for the guy in OKC, every person would fire their coach tomorrow to get Eric Spo. Do you believe me, Bobby?
I believe that, yes.
So, and we're left with this. And I told you this, and we've had this conversation.
Let me just ask this, because I got your point, and you can keep going. But I have to ask you, what was Paul Maurice before he came to the Florida Panthers? What was he? You know this answer.
Experienced head coach for almost 27 years of coaching experience in Carolina, in Toronto, in multiple spots. He was an experienced, hard-nosed head coach. And I believe, and I could be mistaken, if somebody knows the answer to this, please put in the comments, because I don't follow MLS. I do follow Inter Miami. I like when they're on. I can tell you everything you want to know. Okay, who is their manager? What did he do before he was the manager of the Inter Miami? Who? The Beckham coming?
No, Beckham's the owner. Yeah. What did the manager, the head coach of the Inter Miami? What did he do before? Football. He played soccer. But what was his resume? What did he do before that? Wasn't he a coach, an experienced coach? Probably. Yes. Yeah. What's Mike McDaniel before he came to the Dolphins? A fucking child. Exactly. No, that's it. Not a child. So, like, you got to. My thing is, here's my thing, and I'm not defending. Fire him tomorrow. Fire him right now. I'll say that right now. I'll say all that, and I want it. It's what it is. Nice guy. Seems like a nice guy, but yes. Fire him now. He should have been fired with Greer. Should have been fired last year with Greer. Didn't happen. But let's be real here, Evan. The reason why I always had very low expectations when he came, and that's why when you were very upset the first season, you saw some things. You were like, dude, and I was telling you, give it time, bro. He's a rookie, because my expectations were low. Your expectations were really high based off the team you saw. You were still a homer. I was still the realist. I was getting knocked for being realist. And I was like, this team still has a lot of flaws. You saw all the gravy, all the bacon and grits, right? So my thing is, I think why you're so down on him right now, and I get it. Well, it is. I'm with you. Get rid of him. It's because you were so high on the team, high on him, Because what could go wrong? Look what you have. Look at this roster. Self-proclaimed tour stan you were. All of that. There's no way they can't win with this team. What? They can't win with this team? He's garbage. He's the problem. He's the worst coach since Cam Cameron. He's worse than Cam Cameron. Joe Philbin, who? That's a Super Bowl champion with this team. Bullshit. You were so high on him. That's why you're so low. I've been down here. That's why I'm like, I've been here already. Where have you been?
But I'm having fun now.
I know. Sammy, you want to get on this?
Please go ahead.
But Sammy, let me ask you. When you saw them being laughed at on national television, you go on Twitter, whether it's Dan Orlovsky, whether it's Doug Kleiman, whoever, when you saw Salguero, when you saw Troy Aikman basically firing Mike McDaniel, like if he was fire him. Fire him. Like, what was he doing here? He said it was the worst, it was the weirdest, dumbest fourth quarter plan from a head coach he's ever seen.
And they praised him during the first half of the game. They said that he kept winning for him. They were playing hard and whatever. And then, but the pace was a killer. It tells you all you need to know. If you're in the game, you need to have at least try to have some sense of urgency. And that team came, as always, delay of games and the play calling and come on. Again, the same things over and over again. But you know what? If you want my fire, what should worry you? The Dolphins could win next week. Maybe
they
might lose. Maybe they could win or lose to the Bucks. And if they win the season finale for somehow because the Patriots say everybody whatever, and they get the win against the Patriots, some people are truly going to believe that maybe Steven Ross is going to believe that he should bring him back. He still has a chance
in the word
to give the perception that he should be retained.
In the words of Vince Kennedy McMahon, no chance in hell. Joe Burrow, even if he doesn't care playing for the Bengals, will not lose to Tua Tagovailoa. Baker Mayfield needs to win the playoff spot. And the Patriots need to win. They will play their starters because it's too tight against the Bills. The Dolphins will not win one more football game this season. They will finish 6-11. There is no question, no doubt in my mind. This season is over. The only way they win another football game is if they fire Mike McDaniel and sit Tua Tagovailoa.
I know where you're coming, but
literally, I would do it. By the way, I would do it right now if I fired him. I'm being very honest. Get a head start on knowing what Weaver's capabilities are, because Weaver today, I think the defense gave up. Like, if you're the defense, remember that year, Bobby, when they fired Flores and there was all this rumbling with veteran Sammy, people didn't like Tua. Did you hear the Jalen Ramsey when he didn't even make a play, but on the second overthrow to Waller, that he said weak as F. I won't say the F word again. Weak as F. He was talking about Tua, how bad that throw was. They used to troll the Dolphins. Arthur Smith whips up Jonnu Smith in the backfield. How is it that Arthur Smith comes up with using a tight end in the backfield? And by the way, Bobby, they better leave Alec Ingold in Pittsburgh. He is by far outside of Mike McDaniel.
That whiff.
Those first two plays of the game, outside of Mike McDaniel and Tua Tagovailoa, Alec Ingold is by far the worst player on the Dolphins this season. And then Ashton Davis. Because Ashton Davis at least tried today. He made bad tackles and bad things. The stiff arm DK Metcalf to Minka, we had physicality at the beginning of the game, but I give up. The same way, Riley Patterson, 54-yard field goal, been phenomenal. Jason Sanders, who? And then he muffs it. And then, by the way, come on, no one here can tell me that when they scored the touchdown and made it 7-3, that they weren't coming back to score right away. The defense gave up. Because what happens with the Dolphins this season? The moment they fall behind, throw in the towel, game over. They should have, Bobby, at that point, they should have, at 7-3, end the game.
That's the
forfeit.
That's the
It
bottom line.
was over. The moment
That's
they fell
the bottom
behind going into the half, over.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. As soon when they got the ball to start the game, and then that and that failed, that drive failed, you know they were in trouble. And then they get the field goal, they only get 3, and you know what it is. As soon as they trail and they start chasing points, the game was over. The game was over at that moment. A 7-3 basically, the game was over. In any weather, but even less in that kind of weather, you cannot give the Dolphins a disadvantage like that, like a spread like behind for more than 7 points because the game's over. There's no way they're gonna come back.
How pathetic is that? The Patriots are the Patriots. The team that for number 1 seed at the time is up 29-0 to Josh Allen, like heading into like the third quarter. No problem for Josh Allen. Us down 7-3. Game over. White towel. Where's Bob? Where's Mary Hart? Not Mary Hart. What's Stu Hart's wife?
Let me
Red
ask
Hart's
you this.
mom with Bob Backlund throwing the towel. Honestly, it's literally I throw it like in
if Rob Lowe, if Rob Lowe didn't already do the podcast, because I listen to SiriusXM, and my wife got me listening to Dateline a lot on SiriusXM. I don't like watching it, but I really do enjoy listening it on my way to work. I always solve the cases while I'm driving. But I found out that there's a podcast with Rob Lowe, and you know what the name of the podcast is? It's quite disappointing for me because it's a whole show that could be here on FTSN called Literally by Rob Lowe. If it wasn't run by Rob Lowe, that would be a new show on FTSN hosted by Finstanza. Literally hosted by Finstanza.
I would watch.
Hell yeah.
I'd watch myself too.
Yeah, I know you would. Yeah.
I bring out the narcissist mirror.
Damn well he's in. Why is he in the bathroom for 3 hours? He's not. He's watching something in the mirror.
My mirror is right over here. 4-wall mirrors right here. 4-wall closet mirrors. You know those.
So look,
like Lex Luger with those mirrors, like
yeah.
Look, there goes Brett. Brett is in the house, literally.
I ban him because talk about a guy who literally never lets anyone else have a perception. Whether it was Greer, whether it's Tua, the man never lets you explain your point. He just reverts back to Tua. The man's obsessed with the man. He loves him.
Well, because Greer's gone now, so now that's his new target. You're McDaniel, he's Tua now.
No, I just told you. Even as much as I despise McDaniel,
I know.
Tua is worse.
I know. You would still
Tua
right now.
Kryptonite.
Remember what you said last week? Is it still that case right now? If they gave you a choice, Evan, you could either get rid of McDaniel or get rid of Tua. Who is it? Only one. If you had to get just one, Tua. I'm with you.
The problem is that
yes,
they're conjoined at the hip.
No, but that's not the point. The point is to you it is. To you it is.
You will never.
To you it's the point. But I think again, yeah, I'm with you. It's Tua. Tua has to go.
Brett doesn't come on podcasts anymore. He hides.
He doesn't hide. He works.
I know, he works so hard. No, he works hard. But I told him
what happened.
He's very rude to me. He's been very mean to me.
I don't know. He's been on Fins TV, so I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a legit quote. Evan said, "I'd watch myself too." that was. Let me just say something to everyone out there. You will. Evan is who he is. He will never lie. He won't hide. He tells you the straight up thing. He may after a couple weeks, he may. You know what? I thought about it. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to update what I'm saying. But he is
a couple of weeks about it. I've seen the Dolphins in one show, but he means it. He means it. Yes.
I need a Brett promo on Tua.
all I can tell you is the leadership of this team is baffling. The leadership. Did you see Matthew Judon? But you know what play made me laugh more than anything?
What?
The Kenneth Gainwell play, where he goes, no one goes to cover him. It's Judon's man. Then Judon sees Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers alone. Him and the two guys go after Rodgers. Forget about the guy. And I go to myself, where is the anger? If I'm Mike McDaniel, he doesn't care that he lost.
What I don't understand is this.
Apathy by him.
I understand. What I don't understand. Look, this weather.
Oh, fuck.
Miami last week, you saw what they did. Almost 200 some odd rushing yards. Great game overall by the running game. Today, 63 yards. 63 rushing yards. McDaniel said he wanted to run as much as they did last week, but it just did not work out. I'm losing his name right now, guys. Who's the defensive tackle who's out today that we talked about? My brain is, what's the tackle? Derek Harmon. Harmon was out. JJ Watt was out. What the
TJ
are you talking? TJ. What are you talking about? It didn't work out. You stopped. Tua threw for 28 passes. 28 passes thrown by Tua today. And I saw somebody throw the stat line, first of all, at Jason Sarney. So shout out to Jason Sarney. I know he's been getting a lot of crap this week by idiots online. You know,
I got your back, Sarney.
He's been consistent. I see Steve from Fitz TV going at people online too. I just saw that. So shout out to those guys. But someone throws to a stat line out there like you didn't watch the game, you bunch of ball watchers. Yeah, the stat line looks pretty nice in garbage time. Yeah. Tua had no business throwing for 28 times tonight. Zero business throwing for 28 times tonight. Jalen Wright, how many rushes did he have? If you had a guess, how many rushes attempts did he have?
3.
1.
Oh, 3 yards.
2 yards. How many did Ollie Gordon have?
The one they got injured, and yes, another one. Yes.
Yeah. Tua had 1 for 1. So woohoo. And of course, Achin with 12. Like that to me is ridiculous. And then you look at the Steelers, Kenneth Gainwell, 13 of 80. Warren, 12 of 33. Jonnu Smith had 14 yards on a run rush. That's just inexcusable and ridiculous. Tua says, points to communication issues. He says guys getting into correct alignment and getting out of the huddle correctly. Also said he felt like he let his guys down with preparation this past week from an operational standpoint.
Food in the mouth.
They always. It's like
food in the mouth.
Every time he talks, it's ridiculous. It's like I wish you'd just go, you know what? We had a bad game. We got to do better. But it's like communication issues. Guys, we're not getting in the correct spot. But you're always doing this. He's always doing this. It was Evan who did it. It was Sammy. It's never me. Bullshit. Narcissist, you had a lot to do with it. You're a weak link. Yeah,
literally.
Look, you are literally the weak link.
Did you happen to notice, guys, how many times Aaron Rodgers at the line of scrimmage?
That's true.
Changed the play or called something to fake out the other defense. In the hurry-up offense, Tua literally got to 1 second every freaking time. They literally took 40 seconds off the play clock for that entire drive every single time down the middle. Never outside the numbers because Tua can't throw outside the numbers. It's unfathomable. You can't fire 53 players. Yes, the quarterback is the key thing to do it, but this is not a first-year head coach. This is not Mike McDaniel's first rodeo. This is his 4th year. He's not making the playoffs again. This is his 2nd year in a row not making the playoffs. He's the best he can do. He will not finish with a winning record. There's not a chance in hell. What are we fighting for here? He literally did not fight to win today. And Bobby, do you see his only time he got upset was when Jordan Brooks, Jordan Brooks made a great play, but you're not supposed to stand over the guy. They're trying to get rid of him in the NFL. What's the penalty or not, I don't care. But by the way, have you ever seen a guy, a quarterback, complain as much as Aaron Rodgers for the whole VBS thing, 12 minutes? Every time the play doesn't go his way, he convinces the ref to flip the play.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes the same way, and Allen is the same way.
By the way, Tua Tagovailoa, I know we want the man to slide to not get concussed, but he doesn't know how to effing slide. What happened to the jiu-jitsu? He never slides properly. He always is a yard
Jiu-jitsu doesn't help you slide. Jiu-jitsu helps you fall.
Well, fall
That's what it-
forward. If he fell forward,
He
he would
needs to
have
go
made
to
it.
baseball. He needs to learn how to slide in baseball. Don't even do that, dude. Just slide into retirement. Slide somewhere else. Slide
by the way,
into a bus and take a long road home.
Have
back
you
to
ever seen a guy
South Florida?
get out of the
Respect.
pocket so slow and not get rid of the football like this? How many times did he get sacked for negative yards?
And throw it away.
Ooh, no.
That's not like rocket science. Throw the damn ball away.
By the way, maybe he should go back. Maybe he should go back to his dominant hand by throwing right-handed. Wouldn't that be smart? Maybe next game he should throw right-handed. Because left-handed isn't working for him.
No, it's
But
not.
all I can tell you is I saw this happening. And
We
it's
know.
just- no, so did Sammy.
You said it
You
enough
too.
just for it to come true. I'm just
No, it's just how does a guy worth so much money, who is in his 80s, not see that every time his team is on live television, they're being made fun of? Bucky.
they
They're
were.
being we're being
Troy
bullied
Aikman,
on the
bro.
playground. We're literally being laughed at. Former NFL players are laughing at us, laughing at this team. We're an embarrassment. Name me a team who is in worse shape than us right now. No one is worse shape because no one is as bad as we are without a quarterback. Because there's 5. The problem is now we're 11. The problem is will all 5 maybe. Bobby, let me ask you, Sammy. There's Mendoza, there's Moore, there's Simpson, there's Mateer, there's Mensa from Duke. Will one of those quarterbacks be there at 11, Bobby? If we finish in the top 10, will all 5 one of the quarterbacks still be there? Should be, right?
Maybe.
Let me ask you right now. All
somebody
three of you,
maybe.
would you take Mendoza tomorrow to draft? Will you draft Mendoza? If he's
Yes.
there in the top 10.
Yes.
Do
One,
you draft Moore in the top 10?
I consider it.
Do you draft Mateer in the top 10?
I have to watch more of him. I'm not
Simpson.
gonna say- I'd have to watch more of him. I know our friend George of Finn's Faith Podcast is
Mensa?
high on him. I have to watch more of him.
The question is, I don't care who the quarterbacks are. Draft quarterbacks. Because you're not going to find one now. Unless you go get Joe Flacco. Because Gardner Minshew has a job for next season because he will probably want to stay. He'll want to he'll stay behind Patrick Mahomes. They'll need him. There's no one there. Look, they were so desperate, Indianapolis, they had to go get a quarterback
Can I
who's 4
ask-
years out of the
let me-
league.
I want to say this very quick, or ask this question, just so that way we're clear. I just want to make sure. Sea Devil, are you saying like you're not putting this on McDaniel at all? Like you would say if we got that, are you saying that Mike McDaniel could go elsewhere and have a great career, or do you think Miami should get rid of Tua, let him get a quarterback, let him start with whoever the GM is, and we might be better off? Is that where you're coming from? I just want to know. Yes, Sammy.
no, I just want to hear the new keyboard. I'm seeing like.
Oh, I know. Where's the quiet keyboard? I just heard that. That wasn't
I
quiet.
heard that.
That wasn't the keyboard.
What the hell was it? You were just doing that to shut me up?
Yeah. What's
Oh,
the keyboard?
It's off.
That's so evil.
Yeah, there you go. So Sea Devil saying, yeah, absolutely, keep Mike. So he's still. And this is my thing. Let me ask you guys this.
Can't after this.
Evan, you asked this earlier, but I'm going to ask you:
Quick.
would you trade for Burrow? You asked about the Jets earlier.
I'd
didn't
pull a Mike. If that was my only option, I'd pull a Mike Ditka and give up on the draft and trade for Burrow. If I had Burrow and Achane and Waddle, but if I had Burrow, Achane, and Waddle, I would
you?
also
With McDaniel?
I'd also bring back Tyreek because Tyreek would come on a low contract. Tyreek's not going to get a lot of money next year. I'd bring back Tyreek.
Sammy?
I don't care what
That's hard because, like I said before, if the guys that found a way to stay healthy, but we're basically going to have the same problem because
That's
he
the
gets
answer.
injured every single year.
That's your answer. So say it, brother. Just say it, because I'm going to follow right along with you. Would you trade for Joe Burrow?
For the price that the Bengals are going to ask,
Yep.
and we know the precedent is that they let basically Carson Palmer retire instead of trading for him, and the Raiders overpaid for a first-round pick for a player that had not been playing in the league, I think, for 2 years. We know that Mike Brown is still the owner is gonna find a way basically to literally not trade him for anything less like of a bounty of picks. So for probably what they're gonna be asking, no, because the guy cannot stay healthy. If the price was right, Maybe, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think the Bengals are going to ask for a lot, so no.
That's why I wouldn't. Not for that price, and not for his. If we're gonna get on to, because we know obviously again, Joe Burrow is here, Tua is here in regards of type of quarterback, right? There's no question.
Sure.
But if we're gonna get on to about his injury history and we're concerned on him, there's no doubt the Burrow. We have to hold Burrow to that standard as well. Burrow can't stay healthy. Everything about him, it's something breaks. So,
but you know what's gonna be funny? Dolphins fan during those seasons going to be clamoring for Joe Burrow to be traded for the Dolphins. Now that's the play that they always complain about. Oh, we only get players that get injured. But now you're going to with Burrow, the play that's always injured every single year.
If that's laughable. If you told the fan base tomorrow, Bill Belichick's your head coach, Joe Burrow is your quarterback for 26, people would literally go bananas. They just want something, Bobby. They want a veteran head coach and a quarterback. They just want a quarterback that can win a football. Frank Reich was able to go down 30. Yes, we did it against Lamar in 2022, but that's 4 years ago, or 3.5 years. Nothing's happened since. Nothing's happened since. By the way, the people I feel bad for right now, more than anything, is Chris Barker, all the people. 305 Sports Page, Lou from Page. All what's her name? Miss Finns is in Pittsburgh. I say to myself, I made a commitment, Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
I still have my vanity plates. I wear my hats. I wear my jerseys. I have not spent not one penny since the end of last season on the Miami Dolphins. And I'm so happy I didn't. I'm so happy for Greg Maney for not renewing his season tickets. People who wasted their money on this team and gave one penny to Stephen Ross's pocket, you have to stop. You have to stop. Enough is enough. This team, I've never seen a team regress so quickly. This is by far in sports history, Bobby. Go back. I love sports and I watch all sports.
Yeah.
One of the worst rebuilds in the history of sports because they didn't rebuild properly. They rebuilt and then they went to get Tyreek Hill. They overpaid for Tua. They gave Wall. They went Ramsey. They jumped. They didn't develop. They didn't build in-house. They didn't develop their players. They went to get players, and the one they developed has an arthritis hip and got out. Right now, I make you a bet. If you line up after the game, 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers and 27-year-old Tua Tagovailoa, and a 40-yard dash, Aaron Rodgers wins. Aaron Rodgers wins. I put my money on Aaron Rodgers. That's how much he's regressed, and he's laughing, guys. There will always be a laughable moment. There's a laughable moment on the sideline. He's laughing and they're down 13 and they're getting eliminated from the playoffs. You know what, Bobby? You know that famous stare, Bobby? People who get Bobby in the wild card series, of a baseball playoffs. When people, you ever go, Sammy? You're a big Braves fan. I'm a big baseball fan. You know that players who lose baseball games after losing a series sit there and they don't move. You ever know? Remember that? They sit there for hours. They sit there for 45 minutes and they don't move, and they think, and they're sad. How did we lose this?
Even basketball players who's the less serious of any sport, because basketball players always haven't, talking everything else. I've seen players in basketball who basically don't act like that.
Yeah. You think Michael Jordan? You think that Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, LeBron James? You think these guys, Bobby? If you saw this, if LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, as stars that they are, were laughing after being eliminated by losing to the Dallas Mavericks in the playoffs, you think Eric Spoelstra is going to stand for that?
Pat Riley.
You think Pat Riley would stand for that?
No, hell no. No, we know that.
He'd trade your ass out. Well, to Mike McDaniel, he laughed. Wait, I'm still on my play call sheet. We have a chance to win. There's 30 seconds left. We're down 20. We have a chance to win, guys. Come on. Let's kill the clock.
Sorry.
But by the way, is this one of the worst? I'm being asked not because we're homers and we're big Dolphins fans. Can you right now, Bobby? I guarantee you right now, if people listed, let's be honest, to go win a game right now. Tua Tagovailoa is the 32nd quarterback people would want. Like, maybe he's competing with Geno Smith. At least he beat Kenny Pickett's stats today. But, like, he is by far one of the worst. He will be one of the biggest busts in NFL history.
I don't think so.
He never won a playoff game. At least Deshaun Watson won a playoff game. Got to an NFC championship. What has this guy done?
A bust? No. Just because of the fact that
he's a bust.
No, well, bust, yes. Overall, yes. But one of the biggest in history, no. Because Tua for a couple of years, regardless.
What he was expected to do?
Yes, but you're saying one of the biggest busts in history. That's not the case.
Oh, no. One of the biggest, in terms of regression. Name me a player that's regressed.
Oh, a regression? The regression is, I've never seen anything like this.
I've never seen anything like this.
But a bust? One of the biggest busts in history? No. No, not even.
It's like that kid. It's like that. Literally, I've never seen a guy become that bad that fast. And honestly, I don't think he cares. What happened to Warrior Tua? What happened to that guy? He got his money.
Say it, Adrian. Say it. Adrian, I see you in the chat. Just say it.
Vermicust.
There you go.
There, no. Hey, that's pretty fast.
Hit it.
But all I can say, there's a meme going around now, Bobby, with John Cena right now. It's going to be the massive meme worldwide for the Dolphins. Like, they just tapped out. Their time was up. My time is up. My time is now. It's time for John Cena to go into the sunset. It's time for Mike McDowell to go into the sunset. They're done. They're toast. Also, even from a PR perspective, Bobby, for Stephen Ross, how do you choose one person, a head coach, over your fan base, over the team, over the rest of the team? There are players like Devon Achane, who started off good today, did the best he could. Jordan Brooks, people are trying. Rasul Douglas, they're all trying. Jack Sealer's trying. And this is who they have to play for? It's embarrassing. Why? The man quit on them. He quit on this defense. When has he ever done it? By the way, guys, we talked about this on the pregame, and I'd like to. The offense was invested in. The defense was never. Tua got another running back. Got two tight ends, multiple tight ends. Like, not more offensive line help, and the defense was with scrubs, last-minute players who are on minimum contracts, rookies on the D-line. This is what we get. This is what a $53 million contract gets you. That? And by the way, guys, there's only one person who controls the
watching Jay Fiedler highlights.
By the way, can I ask you guys a question? I'm being actually serious with you. If Mike McDaniel, Sea Devil, at any point, are you telling me the way Tua has been playing, that Quinn Ewers, the man had under 200 yards in 4 consecutive games? If anyone had to pick the worst player on the team in the 4 wins that they had, they would say it was Tua Tagovailoa. He didn't have one good game in the 4 wins, not one. You're telling me the team is worse off with Zach Wilson to figure out if he's even decent? Sam Darnold did it. Sam Darnold's about to win the playoffs.
I will say I'm at a point where you're not going to be worse off. I would sit 2-0 now. What's the point? What's the point?
But any quarterback has the ability to turn it around. Joe Flacco turned it around late in his career. Sam Darnold turned it around. Daniel Jones turned it around.
I think the only way McDaniel saves his job, especially if they're going to lose more games, and I think they will, but if they're going to lose more, the only way he saves his job is if he benches Tua.
He won't do it.
Shows that he's going to make a change.
He will not do it.
I think if that's the only way he can really truly save his job. Then again, he may have saved his job either way. Ross's bar is so low that but I think that if he was to bench Tua for the rest of the season, I'd be like, I think that's his best chance to save his job, because he's like, I'm ready to move on from Tua. Let's go get another quarterback, whomever that's going to be, and go from there. But I am at a point now, and I get Sammy's point, but I am at a point now. It's like, I'm done, dude. Wrap it up. It's time to move forward. You're not going to do much with him. Get some. See, and again, yeah, we know we've seen Zach Wilson in the Jets, and we're not expecting any turnaround. I don't care who's your quarterback because the team has bigger issues, but we got to see
Sam Darnold was worse.
something. We got to see something out of what we have. This is a glorified preseason now. Don't play him anymore. Sit him
Zach
down.
Wilson has as many wins, or I think more than Tua does against the Bills. Remember that stat.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not saying for him to be the franchise guy. I'm just saying, I just want to see anybody, Zach or Quinn. Get Quinn in there, But again, once you bench Tua, you're done with him. You're not doing anything else with him. He becomes your emergency quarterback at that point.
By the way, I did tell you that Tua Tagovailoa will cost Mike McDaniel his job if he didn't get away from him. He won't get away from him. He thinks he gives him the best chance to win. How pathetic is that? Jonathan Gannon, as bad as Jacoby Brissett is,
but you have to remember this.
Kyler Murray was worse to him.
You have to remember this. When McDaniel was hired, he was hired to be the head coach of Tua first and the Dolphins second. That is the facts. The reason why Miami couldn't get anybody else, why they hired Mike McDaniel and nobody else was interviewing Mike McDaniel but the Dolphins, was because McDaniel was dumb enough to say, yes, I could get the best out of this guy. I will be his coach.
But he did in 2023.
Say what?
He did. He was in the MVP conversation in 22 and 23.
Sure. Absolutely. And that's why some other people's expectations were so high when they should have just stayed the same because they didn't realize the team. But the fact of the matter is, that's what he was hired to do. So I believe, and again, that's what the team wanted. After they failed at Tom Brady, they failed at another whatever, they were like, okay, to get out of this lawsuit situation, we're not moving on from Tua. Tua's the guy, and whoever we hire as coach has to learn to accept that. Sean Payton said famously on air, he was like, if I was the Dolphins, if I was the coach of the Dolphins, I would move on from Tua. They weren't going to get another coach but McDaniel.
I can't wait to hear.
So if Ross really likes McDaniel and McDaniel says, yes, I could do this, and Ross says, then what do you want to do at QB? If he says, we're going to move on from Tua, Ross will say, okay, let's move on from Tua. Because now you're my pony. You're the one that I'm going to ride with on this thing.
And by the way, when people like Omar Kelly, they go Al-Zagari, all these guys who are homers.
Sammy's favorite person right there. Omar.
Who? Yeah,
Sammy loves Omar.
No, but people say when those players, the homers of Tua, are ripping him to shreds, think it's over. Well, now all the guys. By the way, every sportscaster, every beat writer, like everyone was ripping on the fact that was the most pathetic excuse of a fourth quarter I've ever seen. Name me the last Bobby. He quit. But like Sammy, do you not admit that Mike McDaniel quit? He quit in the fourth quarter.
His team quit.
Huh?
He coached like he coached
he quit.
He coached like yeah. He coached.
He quit.
I cannot say that he quit because I have no idea. But the coaching style, the way that he coached, is like a thing that basically threw the game away. Say, okay, it's over.
Yeah.
I said that. No, Ross wanted Brady, but after the situation with Flores, and he didn't get Brady. Yes, but after that situation, after that situation, they were sticking
Lamar Jackson
originally. Yes, again, Greer. So that's why, again, I believe right now they have enough video evidence that they needed, and McDaniel is there. If Ross really likes McDaniel, which is what shows, unless tomorrow Evan calls me and goes, Bobby, did you see Twitter? Bobby, that's what he does. Bobby, and I go, don't say it. That's usually how it goes. If I McDaniel last, I believe that's because Ross chooses McDaniel over Tua, and Tua will not be the starting quarterback after this season. I'm hoping it ends sooner, but I think we are at the end of Tua as the unquestioned starter of the Miami Dolphins, with or without Mike McDaniel. Go ahead.
If I'm Stephen Ross, and I'm saying this with all confidence in the world, I want to give Champ Kelly the ability to earn the job, assess the team, then you can interview other candidates, whatever. If I'm Stephen Ross tomorrow, Anthony Weaver's defense gave up in the second half. They played well for the first half of the game. They were physical. They were hitting super hard. Why not get a look at him as a head coach for the last 3 games of the year? find out what Quinn Ewers can do, what Zach Wilson can do, and just get a little bit of a head start. To do this, what is the point? What are you gaining with Tua Tagovailoa and Mike McDaniel, your quarterback? Now, what are you gaining? There's no benefit to keeping them in place the rest of the season. Like, there's nothing. You're not going to gain. You're not going to learn anything new. They're not going to do anything new. What possibly did they? Let me ask you both. What could Stephen Ross possibly see from Tua and possibly see from Mike McDaniel in the next 3 games to convince us as a fan base that those are the people we should entrust our franchise to for 2026? What the heck could they do? Anything they could do for you, Bobby? Sammy? Exactly. So what are we waiting for? I've never seen, by the way, usually we're polarized as a fan base, and people are Tua non, Tua stands, but I have never seen a more unified approach to wanting these two people gone. Now, people are more on the Tua train. I'm even more on the Tua train to get him out of town. But the 5 first downs, Bobby, the offensive genius. If someone calls Mike McDaniel a great offensive play caller ever again, 5 first downs in the first 3 quarters. 5. But Aaron Rodgers had more first downs on the first drive, the touchdown that made it 7-3. Took us 3 quarters to get our 6th first down. Oh, they were 0 for 7. They were 0 for 6 on the 3rd down. Every time it was 4th down, our defensive line got pushed like it was Jello.
That's awesome. Sorry, I'm loving DSG's comment. No, I was going to have some more fun with you because I was about to say, but does that ignore everything else that he's done? But it's okay. I'm not going to do that.
No, but
it's okay.
I feel bad for the people, including my guy to my right, who are spending money on this team. Every person, guys, you're going to laugh. There was this lawsuit, totally off topic. There was this lawsuit in Canada, in Quebec, about grocery stores overcharging for bread. Overcharging for bread.
Okay.
So somebody sued blah, blah, a grocery chain.
Blah, blah.
And they won the lawsuit. Now, anyone who's bought any bread and lived in the province in Montreal in the last 4 years
it's free bread.
Can submit and get money back for the bread. Stephen Ross should write a check to Bobby Melendez, Abby Chico, to George the Finn Faithful, every person. The only person you don't give it to is Dolphins talk. Everyone else.
What are you doing?
Okay, give money back to everybody. Okay, it's a joke. It's a joke. I'm actually not kidding. I'm going to get a refund for all of their investment in podcasts, for all their investments in the Zone, YouTube. Anyone who's invested $1 in anything
so
Dolphins
close.
like, we should sue Stephen Ross and
Should
give
ended
him all
the
our
show.
money back. Okay, enough is enough. And by the way, I knew by saying what I just said, I was going to get Sammy to go, and I love it. All I'm saying is that we all should get our money back. This is ridiculous. What we have been watching, Stephen Ross should be at Costco. I should be able to go into Costco, eat 3/4 of the rotisserie chicken, bring back half a wing, they'll give me back the whole chicken. That's what he should be doing right now. Enough is enough, guys. Enough is enough. Bob should be refunded. Sammy Chico, you should be refunded. Enough is enough. I want my money back.
Somehow I saw a sketch of Dana Carvey making an impression of Stephen Ross or something over there. I don't know why.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man. And don't get me started on the impression because for a second you almost got me to do one. So, no.
By the way, I will tell you guys, no, but come on.
Okay, but you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to...
Yeah.
Because it's 1:30 over here. and I had to wake up after.
Yeah,
By the way, that was a
that's
beautiful-
that's where I'm trying to get to, brother. That's where I'm trying to get to.
By the way, I will tell you.
Do it.
By the way,
Please
by
do it.
the way, that beautiful picture in the hall, I was in that hall. That was by the way, where he
No,
worked.
you were in the opposite hall.
Oh, fine, the opposite. They all look the same to me. What do you guys?
Yeah, yes.
Wow,
You were in the
really? Like that? They all look the same. I never thought I'd see the
It's
difference.
a mirror image of each other.
Wow.
Bobby,
Anyway.
I will tell you this, Bobby.
Oh, we're okay.
12:30 for me. I know you want to wrap up. We actually have one last question. No, I actually want to ask one question.
That's
Serious
coming
question.
from the
Serious question.
Third corner chicken. I don't know.
Serious question for both of you. What the heck is Stephen Ross thinking right now? If you had to get in that man's head, what is he honestly thinking about his football team?
1 billion, 2 billion, 3. I will be the same. I will think the
Yeah,
same
that's
thing.
real.
Do I want to stay in my home in Miami or my home in New York? I don't know. It's beautiful this time of the year. Yeah, come on.
All halls look the same. Yeah, deck the halls with balls of holly. By the way, I didn't get a happy Hanukkah from either one of you.
Happy Hanukkah.
Actually, FCB gave you happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Yes. Yes, we did.
Happy Hanukkah.
It's the second night. My kids are very lucky. They get all their presents on the first night. We can't clamor them around for 8 nights.
Is that supposed to be? That's
Yeah, you're supposed to get. But you can get. It's 8 nights of presents, but we give. My wife goes cuckoo in one night.
Oh, okay. I got it. But it's supposed to be spread out, right?
Yeah, every night, right? I thought it was every day.
Yeah,
Happy
no,
Hanukkah.
they like it better
Stanza.
that way.
Yeah.
But honestly,
To everyone, to all our friends and family of the Jewish faith, God bless. Happy Hanukkah. We appreciate you.
Yes.
You know, especially
Now,
nowadays.
now,
All
Bobby, now
love to
spell
everybody.
Hanukkah.
Man.
Bobby, now spell Hanukkah without looking it up.
Fuck off. Anyway,
H-A.
Hanna Hana A
K-K-A-H.
No, there's two
Hanukkah.
ways to spell it.
Huh?
There's two. You can spell it with a CH, but it's Hannukkah.
That's what I said.
No, you said
I
A.
didn't- It's with a U. I said, did I say an A instead of a U?
Hanu, you said Hana.
Hana.
Hanukkah.
Okay. Tomato.
And by the way, Bobby, the candles, what do we put them in? They what?
Candle holders.
Call them menorah. Just teaching you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Next show, guys, we'll have a how to be a Jewish quiz.
And by the
for
way,
Finn
when we
Stanza.
play the game
He's
and with the
quizzing
gold
me.
coins, if you win gold coins of chocolate that you would enjoy, we play. What's that little thing we spin? Do you know what it's called?
It's a twisting.
Zero.
A hurdle,
Yeah,
a twirtle.
You got it right.
Twirtle.
Dreidel. He knows it from a song. Very good.
See, there you go. So you're asking the wrong person. I don't remember anything.
By the way, if you want to really have a fun time with your kids, I could teach the game of Dreidel. They'll have a lot of fun.
There you
So,
go.
Bobby, now you can quiz him on the Pope.
That's right. I'm coming at you next episode, brother.
I love you, man.
Hey, Kendall.
I made Kathy happy. That's the whole.
Yeah, she's laughing. She's laughing on the side there. Well, that's what it is technically. But anyway, okay. It's late. If you didn't know it already, our Dolphins lost, so we're back to reality. 6
Doesn't
and
feel
8.
like it.
Doesn't feel like, not for us because we've been there. But anyway, don't forget, guys, if you want to complain more about the Miami Dolphins or see some awesome Dolphins content with an awesome Dolphins crew, tomorrow the fun doesn't end. Tune in to Fins TV on Fins TV YouTube with Sammy and the crew, Steve, Shari, Adrian, Jason Sarney, and you got a special guest.
Mike Cunio, CBS 4 of CBS Miami is going to be joining us to discuss them as it was today.
There you go. So do not miss out. 8 p.m. Eastern time on Fins TV. So after the show, if you're watching it now, if you're watching it later, tomorrow, if it's Tuesday, your time in the afternoon, go, holy crap, don't miss out. Go to Fins TV, hit that like and subscribe button. Don't want to miss it. Finn Stanza, Finn Sammy, Bobby Fins Talk. We appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe, please. Until then, no matter what, win, lose, or draw, no matter how much money you spend, how much you hate Tua or dislike Tua or coach or whomever, always fins up. Good night, Miami.
Dreidel. We made